This afternoon, I've got a high of 77 in the Springs, 82 in Pueblo. So we're just right on average for this time of year or slightly above average. Got mostly 70s into our mountain valleys today, 70s and 80s into the plains. So it's going to be really nice and warm late May. We're in the final days of May, and we're certainly feeling that weather pattern with warm days and afternoon thunderstorms. But for the thunderstorm activity today, it will be east of the interstate. So I-25, our mountains, should be generally in the clear today. We could see a stronger storm as we head into our far eastern counties. So going through that futurecast, by noon, we just have a few clouds. It's calm, it's sunny, it's beautiful. Then by the 2 to 4 o'clock hour, we'll start to see a few thunderstorms pop up towards Los Animas and Baca counties, perhaps a few storms popping up near I-70 and into portions of KOAA and Prowers County. These storms will be moving eastward, and notice they are very sparse, so certainly most of us are not going to see a storm today. In the Pikes Peak region, there's just a slight chance of an evening shower. It should have minimal impacts to you. Maybe just have to run inside briefly. Now by tonight, we're going to drop to the 40s and 50s. Tomorrow, we're going to crank up the dial a little bit more on the heat. 70s and 80s for most of us. La Junta close to 90 by tomorrow. Tracking those storm chances on Monday. They'll be with us. They'll be slightly higher than today's chances, but still very, very isolated. We could get a brief shower in the evening for I-25. A couple storms possible in the plains through Monday night. But in general, especially for the first half of the day, we are going to be nice and clear for Memorial Day. And then looking ahead, Tuesday still hot and dry, and then we're back to the middle 70s from Wednesday onward, and that's where we see some better moisture moving into the state. So that means for Air Force Academy graduation on Thursday, ceremonies start at 8, they'll end around 1. I think we'll be dry for the bulk of the action, but then in the afternoon, perhaps you're getting lunch with your family after. We could have a thunderstorm. So then looking ahead in Pueblo, we're going to see 80s. Status quo until next Friday. We'll finally drop slightly below the 80s. So it's going to be hot, sunny, and make sure you're staying hydrated if you're going to be out and about in the heat a lot the next couple of days. Our bodies are quite not used to it yet. We're going to see 80s drop into the 70s for Canyon City by Thursday as well. Same goes for Woodland Park. Mostly 70s, some 60s, thunderstorms.
Yeah, and Alex, it's been a long time since we've seen 80s in the forecast.
Yeah.
With that in mind, the heat could maybe creep up on some of us, huh?
I think we've been so used to more tepid room temperature, so I do think it'll be quite easy for us to get a little overheated in those 80s this week.
All right, so make plans to stay cool here in the week to come.